Yo, the check just came, man. Cash in the building. Yeah, so look, bro, in today's video, I got something special for y'all. I got Drake's new lawsuit that just recently came out, and it really changed the game. I ain't gonna lie, because Kendrick Lamar, as y'all know, may not like us, and he absolutely destroyed Drake for real. But Drake said he ain't going for that, and he filed a lawsuit supposedly and allegedly. So we're gonna get right into this video, but before we get into the video, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. As always, almost at 1,300 subs, so yeah, if y'all can hit 10 likes on this video and 10 subscribers, that would mean the world to me. So yeah, let's get right into the video. I ain't gonna hold y'all up.
Hasn't exactly been pulling off chess moves in the wake of the Kendrick beef. After transitioning from telling him to drop to telling him to stop on the Hard Part 6, every move he's made since has felt like the wrong one. Seriously, we've literally came to a point where he's calling out Steve Lacy of all people for his involvement in the Ken and Friends pop-out show.
This guy's like a fragile op, but it's a good song though.
Yeah, and when Drake went on his stream with what's his name? Damn, I can't even think of bro name. Yeah, when he went on his stream with XQC, as y'all know, they partners in a little stake partnership or whatever, so that's probably why Drake was fucking with him. And XQC was acting real shady to Kendrick Lamar too. He said Kendrick lost the battle and all that shit. So we don't fuck with XQC no more. We cool off him.
What does that mean, a fragile op? No.
Chat knows what I'm talking about.
But keeping every gangster that was on stage's name out of his mouth and mean mugging NBA players from the sidelines. Yet, even with every attempt to outrun the beef that's backfired on him, Drake's damage control has spun out of hand to the point that he may wound up permanently staining his reputation beyond repair.
Drake, are you serious, bro? I think that this is one of the worst situations that could have ever possibly happened in hip hop. Imagine you get into a beef with somebody that you want to engage with. Yeah, you got challenged, but then you antagonizing the beef, and it becomes one of the biggest, most looked at situations that's going on publicly, socially. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody can't wait for the next blow to be thrown. And then you get your ass beat, and after you get your ass beat, you start saying it ain't fair. You leave the park with your ball.
It's your boy Luesta, and this is why Drake's UMG lawsuit changes everything. For a brief moment, it looked like Drake was fine.
Drake going outside, I ain't gonna lie. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Make sure y'all hit that button. Pump it up. Yeah, so yeah, it's looking real sad for Drake. I ain't gonna lie. As y'all can see on this picture right here, Drake is crying tears. I know at home, Drake is crying tears. Now, right now, Drake is looking real sassy, and it's not good to be looking sassy out here as a light skin, because a light skin already got like a bad reputation of just a bad reputation, and he just showing his true light skin form and transformation. You feel me? Pump up the volume.
Finally trying to move on from the most traumatic summer of his career. After a few features and unveiling his unconventional data dump of 100 gigs, Drake was doing the utmost to suggest that he was at peace with the beef that he described as a good exercise on the Hard Part 6, or at the very least that he was unbothered. Just one day earlier to recording this video, he appeared on X.
That's where everybody would say they ain't bothered by bullshit. But by the looks of it, Kendrick got you pressed for real. And when Kendrick made that "Turn Your TV Off" song, it's exclusively to Drake. You feel me? Because Drake gonna be at the Super Bowl, or not be at the Super Bowl. He probably was gonna be watching the Super Bowl. And when Kendrick get on stage and perform at the Super Bowl, we know Drake was gonna turn his TV off.
XQC stream to puff out his chest and act like he was still the unchallenged king.
Shout out everybody.
I guess I should give a little intro. Like, I'm Drake. This is XQC. Me. I do music. In case you didn't know, I'm here.
Which is diabolical. Which is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because, bro, to tell a man turn your TV off, knowing you gonna turn your TV off, is damn near narcissistic.
As you can see, fully intact, mind, body, and soul. In case you were wondering. Right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Cheers to everybody.
Words live by.
Words to live by. Real talk.
In another attempt to undermine the impact of beef, he even announced that his upcoming tour would get underway the same day that Kendrick will perform at the Super Bowl halftime show.
February 9th, for anybody that's watching from Australia, I'm coming back to Australia the first time in 8 years. It's actually, funny enough, called the Anita Max Win Tour.
Really? No,
I
stop.
swear.
But just as those clips were doing the rounds, news broke that Drake was doing something that no one had anticipated. He began beefing not with Kendrick, but with his own label over the loss he sustained.
Now, I did hear some information about him beefing with his own label. So supposedly, Drake is beefing with his label over a money issue. He wanted increase in his revenue or his contract. But the label said, nah, bro, we can't give you that money. So Drake went ahead and filed a lawsuit, supposedly against the record label, but really we all know this is really towards Kendrick Lamar. And he's basically saying the record label purposely inflated Kendrick Lamar's stream so that he can fall off and not get paid the maximum amount of money that he should be paid in his record contract.
Despite being signed to a deal with the company, Drake's Frozen Moments LLC accused music industry giants Universal Music Group of launching an illegal scheme, which basically claimed that Kendrick Lamar and the label used bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Kendrick's kill shot of Not Like Us, a diss track which, if you recall, broke several of Drake's previously held streaming records. According to attorneys for Drake's company, UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves. Going one step further, the certified lawyer boy accused UMG of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. According to his petition that was filed in New York, Spotify was said to be recommending the song to users who had searched for unrelated songs and artists after getting the bag from Universal. According to Drake's claims, they even paid Apple for Siri to be transformed into a Kendrick laser. UMG conspired with and paid currently unknown parties to use bots.
So what they saying, they pay Apple too? That's tough, I ain't gonna lie to you. Pump up the volume, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that motherfucking like button. You right there, hit that like button. Nah, but for real though, I think this is a little far-fetched. I don't think UMG got the power to like pay Apple to manipulate with Siri for real. I don't think.
To artificially inflate the spread of Not Like Us and deceive consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was in reality. Online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy by Drake, Siri instead played Not Like Us, which contains the lyric Certified Pedophile, an allegation against Drake. But apparently, this didn't come just out of nowhere.
Damn.
And if Frozen Moments' lawyers are to be believed, he raised the issue with them first prior to taking it to court. Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions, the petition reads. However, UMG allegedly refused to negotiate, insisting they weren't responsible for their own actions. Instead, the petition claims that UMG's response was to pit the two artists against each other and throw them under the bus. UMG has pointed the finger at Lamar and insisted that Drake should sue his rival rather than the label. He also claims that UMG told him that the label would sue Lamar if Drake ended up filing his own lawsuit. Even if he's using the threat of suing Dot as leverage, it's worth noting that UMG isn't responsible for how Kendrick spends the money that they give him. That's just how advances work. Now, maybe that might be his true intention, but from a hip-hop perspective, suing a fellow rapper in the wake of a rap beef would be unprecedented. And understand,
it's definitely cringy as hell, I ain't gonna lie to you, because we didn't see Tupac and Biggie throw lawsuits at each other, bro. They kept that shit real in the streets or whatever, bro. And we don't want to see Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef take off to like a Tupac and Biggie level, for real. We just like the competition in hip hop, for real. Pump up the volume, hit that like button. If y'all agree with me, make sure y'all hit that like button.
understandably, people are dumbfounded by what they're seeing.
You can watch Not Like Us at, the Olympics. You can watch it at campaign events, at the DNC National Convention. You can watch it at basketball games. You hear it in cars. How'd it get so big, right? So Drake is doing an investigation to figure out.
As soon as the news broke, Drake's claims were hit with a lot of skepticism, particularly from those who remember hearing the track everywhere this summer. UMG had absolutely nothing to do with me listening to Not Like Us a gazillion times. But as more and more people have weighed in on the situation and industry professionals have put their own 2 cents in, the whole situation just keeps getting stranger. Because now, Drake is gambling his reputation on something that's going to be very difficult for him to prove. When you really delve into the court filing, it's clear that there are two major.
So first of all, let me talk to y'all real quick. A lot of artists fake their streams, bro. And even if it is true, Kendrick Lamar can throw another lawsuit against Drake. He faked his streams too, plenty of times. So this whole thing, Drake is really just trying to tear down the label. He really mad, so he just like really punching at the air right now.
Are artificially boosted, and two, that UMG are conspiring to bring him down. With that in mind, some of Drake's recent moves make a lot more sense, like releasing music directly through Instagram and a dedicated website instead of traditional platforms. For example, after the beef with Kendrick, Drake released something called 100 Gigs for Your Head Top. It was a massive drop of archived songs and behind the scenes footage of him creating some of his most iconic tracks.
I didn't get to see this.
And albums. At the time, it seemed like they were gearing up for some kind of documentary, but just all of a sudden decided to make it public. Now, in hindsight, fans are starting to connect the dots. The 100 gig stuff he tried to pull is making a lot of sense now. He was doing all of that to spite UMG, and UMG weren't happy about it. Is this Drake trying? Narrative around Drake and UMG was very different, as when Kanye waded into the beef, he basically said that UMG's CEO, Lucien Grange, had done everything to prop Drake up at every turn.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it.
He said Drake got a rich baby daddy. Hold up, that's crazy.
A rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
But whether it was for the loss he sustained.
Crazy allegation right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because Kanye said baby daddy, that mean one thing only. Y'all know what he mean by that. Pump up the volume, hit that like button.
Or for issues around finances, things have apparently shifted in recent times. Drake and Lucien have been strained for a while because Drake took a slave deal and wanted to negotiate after realizing he's worth way more. Lucien told him to fuck off. Now, that supposed slave deal might have been worth $400 million, but when you consider how vital Drake is to the music industry's financial ecosystem, there's actually a chance that it undervalued him. In this sense, the whole thing is not specifically about the song, but part of a larger ongoing dispute that he's having with UMG over cash, which is causing him to try and bring the whole system down with him.
Drake's side decided to file this lawsuit not just because of Not Like Us song, it's bigger than the song.
Okay. I don't know. Drake is trying to show us that it might be some fishy shit going on with the whole record label that he in. I ain't gonna lie, but like I said, Drake got to be careful because trying to bring down a whole record label will get him killed. You feel me? They already tried to murder him at his big ass mansion in Toronto.
Song, which is why Drake is suing the label and not Kendrick directly. From what I was told, Drake feels as if his label is using the money made from them to fund Kendrick Lamar's song, burying him amidst a sensitive label negotiation he's currently in. I agree with that too. So Drake is in this new negotiation, like he even mentioned it before, where he said 400, like it's a low ball. Like he's trying to get more. Like reportedly Drake want to get like 600 mil from this next label. He's kind of consistently shown, I will drop. Remember Drake didn't drop as much projects as before. He was shown, if y'all want me to drop like NBA Youngboy, I'll drop 3 projects a year. I'll go on tour 4 times a year. Give me the money. Show me the money. Like, give me it. I want 600 million.
Even DJ Academics, a well-known Drake supporter, has suggested that some of Drake's recent issues with his label stem from inadequate rollout strategies. Academics theorized that Drake's release of 100 gigs was a move to demonstrate his independence from record labels during contract negotiations. This shows that Drake may have assumed that all his releases would automatically succeed, and now he's frustrated that this approach isn't yielding the expected results.
Damn.
Without kind of, any business, no matter what, you're supposed to take some of your profits and put it back into marketing. You're supposed to have a rollout. You're supposed to keep investing to keep getting more and more listeners or eyes or consumers to grow. You're not just to say, I'm the guy, I'm the hottest, And maybe because I'm putting out the hottest music and I'm making some social moves, and you see me do a collab with 21 or Future, I don't need to do the other shit. But if you ask me, I think Drake has done that. So I'm not even I'm not saying Kendrick used bots, but if Kendrick had a rollout, I'm not blaming Kendrick at all.
Whatever's the case, the bar that a cease and desist is for hoes has aged like milk.
A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out of your mouth.
As is every attempt to act like he was unbothered by the runaway success of Not Like Us, such as this one from Lil Yachty.
He didn't give a fuck.
Really?
No, he was genuinely unfazed. I respected it a lot, and I talked to him. That shit didn't bother him. As it shouldn't. He's
Lil Yachty just capped out. He got Drake meat stick in his mouth for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. He know Drake lost that battle, bro. And he know he pressed about it too.
He's a fucking guy. When I never saw him down. Ever. I never saw him kicking his fucking foot, holding his head down. You know? And then to a point where I just stopped talking to him about it because I felt like I was the one bringing him the negativity.
Aside from the reputational damage this might do, and we'll get into that, one of the biggest issues Drake is facing is that the basis for the lawsuit is pretty slim. For one thing, the filing cites an anonymous hacker that even academics wasn't really buying as a source.
What's really interesting about Drake's claim is that if you watch the academics interview, academics questions the veracity, the truth of this guy saying, hey bro, are you sure? Like, somebody promised you points for bot streams? There's producers and engineers and people who feature on songs who don't get a % of the song. And somebody promised you? Academics questioned this guy's story. Anyway, Drake's lawyers saw it fit for a filing in a New York state court, and they say, look, this is some evidence of the bots.
Crazily, it also mentions the Montreal-based NFR podcast 23 times, claiming that petitioner understands that UMG paid the popular NFR podcast to promote Not Like Us and its video without disclosing the payment. This is a bad look for Drake because he's literally coming after guys who are just fans. Like seriously, these are the guys that Drake has a problem with.
She's trying to go.
And not only that, but the NFR podcasts are massive.
Oh yeah, that's enough of Drake right there. Let me know how y'all feel about Drake, because Drake definitely on some other weird ass shit, bro. He coming after everybody. He at home right now, mad as fuck that Kendrick won that rap battle. And I don't understand why Drake would be so mad though, because he know Kendrick got the rap skills. I know Kendrick don't drop like that, but Kendrick has like a real loyal fan base. You gotta understand that. So he knew what he was getting into when he wanted to rap battle Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, he didn't believe Kendrick could make a hit song no more. That's what it was. But let me know how y'all feel about this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Cash. I'm out. Deuces.